So if you're anything like me, then you spent the holiday season eating a copious amount of food. All the food was good. However, during the holiday season, I gained 4 pounds. Yes. 1, 2, 3, 4. Now the average person actually only gains about 1 pound during the holiday season. Yeah. Not me. On January 1st, when I was coming up with my goals, I said, you know what? I am going to lose all of the holiday weight by January 14th. That was my goal. January 14th, all of it will be gone. I would be back to a normal weight for myself, where I like to be comfortable. So in order to do that, I did 5 things. The first thing is intermittent fasting, which I will talk about in a minute. Secondly, I tracked what I was eating using MyFitnessPal. It's an app. You can get it on your phone, you can put it on your computer, and you just put in every single thing that you're eating. It calculates how many calories you should eat. You can also adjust levels, like how much protein you want, how much carbohydrate you want, how much fat you want. So that is the second thing that I did. The third thing is that when I did that in MyFitnessPal, I eat a very high fat diet. This is counterintuitive to, I think, what society tells us, because we think low fat is the way to go, but I'm telling you, high fat is where it's at. Fourth, I was working out on a very regular basis. I was doing PiYo. That's really mostly what I did, was PiYo, and then I was going on runs sometimes. So 4 to 5 days a week, I was working out for at least 25 to 30 minutes a day. And then fifth, I was drinking my Skinny Mint tea religiously, faithfully, every single day. So those are the 5 things that I did. I started out being very, very diligent using those 5 things, and then instead of losing the 4 pounds that I gained from the holidays, I actually ended up losing 7. But the biggest topic that I want to cover in this video is intermittent fasting, because that is going to be the one that people have the most questions about, as well as the most controversy. Because people in my real life notice, like, oh, you look great, what are you doing? And I always tell them, like, oh, I intermittent fast. And then I try and explain it, and they're like, oh, that's interesting, I've never heard of that before. Or, oh, like, that is totally different than what I thought you should do. So I thought I would try and explain it the best way that I know how. Just to preface, obviously I'm not a healthcare professional, I'm not a nutritionist, I'm not a dietitian, I'm not certified in any healthcare practices. All I can do is tell you what has worked for me, and I've been intermittent fasting for over a year, and it is flawless. It totally fits into my lifestyle. I don't have to make a ton of changes, and as a matter of fact, I have been able to work out less because I eat this way. Like I said, over the course of the past several weeks, I've been working out 4 to 5 days a week. Honestly, it's more like 4 days a week, and for 25 to 30 minutes a day. Like, that is almost nothing, and it's not even like hard. I'm not doing anything difficult. I'm not doing Insanity. I'm not, doing P90X. I'm doing PiYo, which is a very low, impact workout. It's really relaxing. It's a combination between yoga and Pilates. I will do a whole review on the PiYo workout DVDs next week. So first, I'm going to talk about what intermittent fasting is, and then I'm going to tell you why some people don't like it or why they're afraid of it. So intermittent fasting basically just is exactly what it says. You fast intermittently. There's a period of time where you are in a fasted state. People do this different ways. There's eat, don't eat, where you eat for whatever you want for 24 hours a day, and then you don't eat anything for the next day, and then you eat again the day after that. And people will do like different combinations of that. Like maybe they'll eat whatever they want for 3 days, then they'll fast for a day, and then do the same thing. That doesn't work for me because I don't like to not eat in a full day. So it's not because I can't do it, it's because it doesn't appeal to me. The other way that people do intermittent fasting is they will practice the warrior diet, where they will fast for 20 hours and then they will just eat one big meal at the end of the day. Again, that was not appealing to me because I actually like to eat multiple times a day, not just once. So that is not what I do. I practice something called lean gains, where you are eating during a specific window of time. So I have a feeding window, it sounds weird to say that, but a feeding time of about 8 to 10 hours during the day. When I say that, it sounds really harsh, like I'm only eating for 8 to 10 hours a day, but it's really easy because most of the time where I'm not eating, I'm sleeping. I'll run through my actual eating schedule of the day. I stop eating at 8 p.m. at night. Faithfully. Stop eating 8 p.m. I don't snack after dinner. I wake up in the morning at about 6:30-ish. By the time I'm like, I've prayed, I've meditated, I've journaled, I've read something, I've showered, I've put my makeup on, I've gotten dressed, it's like 8:30. And so by that point of time, I've already fasted for 12 and a half hours. Like that was easy because I'm not even thinking about food. I'm thinking about getting myself ready for the day. So then around 8:30, I have a cup of tea, and that's when I have my Skinny Mint tea. Or Fit tea, which is also great and I also recommend. I will have links in the description box below. Because you're allowed to have non-caloric beverages during this time. So you can have tea, water, coffee. I don't drink coffee because I don't like black coffee. So I just go with my Skinny Mint tea. That curbs my appetite until about 11. So now I have not eaten from 8 p.m. the night before until 11. That is 15 hours of no eating effortlessly and easy. And the reason why is because during the morning I'm generally doing stuff. Like I'm not thinking about food. So just keep yourself busy, and I'm generally really busy in the morning. Like that's when I make phone calls and I'm answering emails and I'm on YouTube, and so I'm doing all of those things in the morning time, so I'm generally not thinking about food. Having that cup of tea is enough for me to get me through that first part of my morning. So then at 11 o'clock, if I'm hungry, usually I like to break my fast with something that is of high fat content. Now what society's told us is that fat is bad and you should have a low fat diet. For me that doesn't work because generally low fat means high carb. So if you look at anything that is low fat, like whether it's crackers or even dairy, dairy's a good example. If you eat dairy, look at like low fat milk, like fat-free milk versus whole milk, and fat-free milk will have more carbohydrates than whole milk. So I will actually go in with heavy cream in my coffee because with no sugar, because heavy cream has 0 carbohydrates but a high fat content. And what I've done over the last year and a half is I've taught my body how to fuel itself with fat, not carbohydrates. And this does not work for everybody. Again, I can only tell you what works from my personal experience. When I first started intermittent fasting, I didn't weigh myself, but I'm estimating that I lost between 15 to 20 pounds probably in a span of a month and a half. And it was easy. It was effortless because every night I was resetting my body, training it to put all of its hormones, all of the blood sugar, everything at baseline, so that when I started eating again the next day, my body was ready to receive the fuel that I was giving it and use it as energy and not store it as fat. So it's really a mental thing, I think, for a lot of people, because we're trained to think that, breakfast is the most important meal of the day. Eat a low-fat diet. For years in this country, we've said low-fat diet is the way to go, but yet we are the fattest we've ever been with all of these low-fat options. So that's why over the last 25-ish years, there have been more studies on high-fat diets, high-protein diets, so you're seeing things like Atkins pop up and things like that. So you really just have to figure out what works for you. If you are somebody who wants to try intermittent fasting, I would say don't, go in with a bang and not eat for 16 hours because your body's not ready for that. I would say ease into it. Start off by, just doing 12 hours where most of that time you're sleeping. So if you stop eating at 8 p.m. at night and you don't snack after dinner, and then you don't have breakfast until 8 the next morning, well, that is a 12-hour fast, and you're doing your body a really good service because it's able to reset itself. You've burned off all the calories and all the carbohydrates that you've eaten the day before while you're sleeping, and so when you're ready to eat again, your body is primed to accept all of the energy that you're feeding it. And then another tip I would give you if you want to practice intermittent fasting is to make sure that when you're eating during your feeding time, that you're eating regular. Don't say, oh, I'm not gonna eat for 12 hours, so now I have to have 8 double cheeseburgers because I'm gonna be so hungry. Don't do that. If you normally, eat normal portions of what you normally eat. So within reason, because you still have to think about those things. I can't eat 7,000 calories. I'm not Michael Phelps. So I eat a generally clean diet. Having said that though, if I wanna have pizza, I don't feel bad about having pizza, or if I want to have pasta, or if I want to have something, a burger, I don't feel bad about eating those things because I know that at night I will reset my body will burn off everything that I had during the day and be ready to receive food again properly when I wake up in the morning. You know what I mean? So just keep those in mind. This may have been a lot of information. It might be new information for you. If it was, and you have questions, please feel free to leave me a comment down below. Again, I'm not a professional. I can only tell you what's worked for me. Intermittent fasting has changed my life. This works really well with my lifestyle because I don't have to stop eating foods that I like. I don't have to, count a ton of calories. Like I said, I am aware of it. I'm not gonna eat, you know, 5 medium pizzas in one sitting. But if I want to have like 3 slices of pizza, I'm having 3 slices of pizza. I have a lot of lunch meetings and a lot of dinner meetings, and so this allows me to do that. I don't have to, you know, be conscious about where I'm eating during those periods of time or what I'm eating during those periods of time, because I can eat regularly as long as it's within, you know, the time that I normally eat. And when I go out, you know, to friends' houses after 8 o'clock and they're like, do you want to eat? And I usually just say, no, I'm done eating. And so it's really in your mind, like you have to just practice this, practice the mindset. And so if you haven't seen my self-image determines your success video, then I would recommend watching that, because it really talks about how your mind is where all of this lies. Like, so if you tell yourself that intermittent fasting is not going to work for you, it's not going to work for you. You've already shot yourself in the foot, because now your body's like, oh, I need to figure out how it's not going to work, and you will sabotage your success. But if you walk into this going, you know what, I really want to create a healthy lifestyle for myself, I'm gonna try intermittent fasting, I think that it sounds great, I think that it's gonna work, so I'm gonna do it, I'm gonna give it a shot. And I think that, you know, it's a good option. And you go in with a more positive attitude, then likely you're gonna see results. And you see results pretty quickly, I gotta say, because I lost those 4 pounds in 10 days, and then I lost a total of 7 pounds in 14 days. And that was so easy for me to do based on doing the 5 things that I talked about in this video. So I am very much I need to know everything. Like, I have to study it and I have to research it, and just as a scholar, this is just where my mind is. I need to see like the medical backing, who's talked about it, what journals is it published in, before I jump on the bandwagon. And so I've done that. I did that last year when I first started fasting or intermittent fasting, because I wanted to make sure that this was right for me. Some people do have some qualms about it because they say it can throw off your hormone balances. As a woman, especially, because our bodies are really linked to how our hormones operate. So people can say that if you do it wrong, you know, your hormones are out of whack, you stop getting your period, things like that. That has not happened to me. I get physicals every year. All of my hormones are perfect, right where they need to be. I don't have any problems. I haven't skipped a period or anything like that. I also take a DIM supplement, which, if anybody's wondering, I'll talk about that in another video, just to regulate my hormones, and everything is fine for me. I think that people that may experience problems are if you already have hormone issues, then this may not be something that you want to try. Healthy individuals whose labs come out healthy and you want to lose, you know, 10 to 20 pounds, this is a great option, and it's really, really fast and really, really easy. So I will put, you know, the research that I found in the description box below. I encourage you to read it before you accept this as a new form of eating, because it's not for everybody. Some people are vegan, some people eat high protein, some people are paleo, some people, you know, they don't eat dairy, some people are gluten-free. So you have to just adopt a lifestyle that works for you and your body. So let me know in the comments below what you think about intermittent fasting. Is this something that you're willing to try? You can even try it maybe twice a week and not do it every single day. If you do practice intermittent fasting and you ever get dizzy, or you know, your period stops, or you start losing hair, or anything like that, you know, that's extreme that starts happening to your body that you haven't experienced before, I would say stop. And then just sort of reevaluate if this is something for you. For me, it works perfectly. I don't know, my body is exactly where I want it to be right now, and I'm very happy for it. I'm happy to have discovered this way of eating because it helps me tremendously. And I hope it helps some of you. So if you have any questions, leave those in the comment section below. I hope you guys are having a really awesome day, and I will see you next time. Take care.